Welcome to Visualize, the podcast where collaboration fuels change. I'm your host, Chris Baker, and each week we'll explore incredible connections between nonprofits, businesses, and the community. This is a space where we highlight inspiring partnerships, uncover strategies for creating meaningful impact, and share stories that show how working together can make all the difference. Whether you're a nonprofit leader, a business owner, or someone just passionate about building connections, this podcast is for you. Welcome to Visualize. Today is a very special episode because it is the season finale of season 2 of Visualize podcast. Today I have Melinda Twillie Bryant from Twillie Bryant Creative. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me again. I feel special to be here twice.
You were here in season 1. You helped push us forward. And so now we just felt it was an amazing opportunity to bring you back for the end of season 2 because, you know, when we get together, it gets a little fun and crazy.
They don't even want to know.
And they don't want to know.
No.
But I think they do. So part of that craziness is we're going to celebrate the season 2 finale.
Word! Is that champagne?
Let's have a little rehearsed.
I had no idea.
Oh my gosh. So let's pop this and have a couple drinks.
Popping bottles. Pop.
Momo's got his giant glass. He's rolling over here slowly.
Pop, pop, pop. We pop them down low. Please just don't pop me in the face.
All right. I don't want to pop
Okay.
anybody in the face.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Can you hear that?
I'll spill a little bit there. Pour. Pour.
There we go.
You pulled your glass away too fast.
Sorry. I wanted them to hear the ASMR of the bubbles of the champagne. Can you hear that? Oh, yeah. And he's pouring. Okay. So now we need to toast. Yeah.
Pour a little bit more in there for you.
A little más. Gracias.
A little bit more for me.
So now we need to toast.
So Momo, get over here for the toast.
Let's do this.
On here.
What are we toasting to, Baker?
Season 2. Amazing. Visualize to more episodes to come.
Salut. It's a Veuve Clicquot. A Brut.
It's a Brut.
1772.
All right. So we're going to top off mine. I'm going to top off Melinda's a little bit, and then Momo's going to take the bottle because you'll drink the rest.
Not anything else. Take it to the head. Just don't take it to the head, Momo. Oh, and he done. Well, no more champagne for us.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Back to the show. So, for anybody that's not watched the first season, a little bit more about you, tell us a little bit about Twillie Bryant Creative, so we can kind of understand a little bit about your
business. So I always tell people it all started when I was a little black girl in Arkansas. No, you don't want to
side note. There's a lot of potential laughter.
He almost spit out the champagne. But I always say that as a joke, but it's very real.
Yeah.
Like, it really has all started from me being a business person, period. I was in banking. I was in real estate. I was in all of the things. And I've been in nonprofit space. I've been in mortgage and I've been in B2B. And most recently, I've been in the senior healthcare space. And what I recognized is that business is pretty simple. It's relationship driven. And while everyone's spending tons of money on all of the things that they think build business, which it's not that they have no ROI, right? You need the digital marketing, you need social media, you need to sponsor things, you need to have ads, you need to do all of those things to stay visual, to stay relevant. But real business is built because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So that's where Twillie Bryant Creative was created, September 2023, where my brand of brand development is relationships. I help my clients with fun, creative strategies to strengthen and deepen the relationships that they already have and build new ones, and to think outside of the box when it comes to what does that mean and how do you do it? How do you bring value to people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of the values of today was this wine was given to us by David Lieberman.
Nice segue.
From Michael Brody Senior Placement. That's mbseniorplacement.com.
Wait, are we recording? Is that
We are totally recording.
Okay.
And you're over here. Your camera's here.
That's my camera. Thank
Yes, thank you, David, for this beautiful bottle.
Cheers to you, David, and to M. Brody.
MB, senior placement.
MB's seniorplacement.com.
Brody, senior placement.
Thanks. Cheers to you. That sip was for you.
That sip was for you. Okay, so this next sip is for Momo and Chris at Visuals by Momo.
Okay.
Because, we produce this amazing show. It's fantastic.
We love Visuals by Momo. And just not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but, today we are going to be focusing a lot on collaboration and the power of collaboration, which honestly goes hand in hand with relationship, because you can't really collaborate with someone unless you know them. Try collaborating with a stranger. Ooh. Try that.
Possible, but it can be hard.
It won't be the best collaboration.
No.
You won't know each other. You won't like each other. You won't trust each other. But Visuals by Momo just does that so well. What you guys do in the space of just video concept period is so above board than what anyone else is doing. The fact that you're intentional about connecting with the nonprofits, connecting with your community, building those relationships, and making video fun. You guys do that well. So another sip.
Oh, there she is. She's taking over my role, and now she's the host.
Sorry. And that will be all today here at Visuals by Momo. I am your host, Melinda Twillie Bryant.
Let's talk. You brought up collaboration. Let's continue that conversation. So what collaborations have you experienced besides working with us on an amazing film?
Really all my life. And I know I say that as a joke, but it's not.
Yeah.
Everything that I've ever done has been done with this collaborative mind, because I believe in collaboration over competition to begin with. So that means no matter which industry I was in, I was always forward thinking in, okay, even though someone is doing exactly what I do, how do we bring our brains together to provide the most value to the people that we serve? 100%. So whether that was in real estate, whether that was in the nonprofit space, what I've done in the senior healthcare space, and even more with brand development. It's like, okay, the power of more than one, it blows the other stuff out of the water. You know what I mean? Only doing stuff by yourself, when you can have more than one joined together with the same vision, obviously, but with different strengths and different gifts and different resources, it changes everything.
It multiplies the impact.
Yeah.
You do more, you get further.
Yep.
There's so much more. Like 2 people, you're going to get 5 times faster than just doing it by yourself.
Exactly.
And so, you add 3, 4, 5, 6 people onto that mix. What is that, 100 times faster?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, I will say,
so beautiful.
With collaboration, it still needs to be intentional, right? Because I've seen some stuff where stuff is thrown together in the guise of collaboration, and it's a whole bunch of people thinking this could be a good idea to make some money. Like, that's where we did that wrong. Real good collaboration is with people who have not necessarily the same story, but stories that complement one another. That have visions that are not necessarily the same visions, but visions that complement one another, that ultimately have the same goal of providing value to people. And that's what I find, the collaborations, we've seen it. I used to work for 211 Broward. I go to the 211 Broward Nonprofit Awards every year. And of course, collaboration is one of their big ones. And I've actually been a judge for the past few years too. And that's what when I'm judging those rubrics that come across, that's what I'm looking for. It's like, did their stuff match up, or did they just do stuff together because it seemed like it could be a good, publicity, to do it together?
Well, and that's actually the other problem that I've actually noticed is when it is for more of that publicity, it's not as close to 50-50 in the collaboration realm. It's 95-5.
Right.
Somebody's actually like, oh, I want this because you have this,
right,
and I need this or want this.
Right.
Instead of going, you know what, let's actually make the biggest impact for the betterment of the community, for the business, whatever the case may be. There's more of a greed or something that's pulling them in a different direction. That's not so much collaborative. And
and no shade to those collaborations where, like you said, you've basically got someone that's holding the purse, right? And then someone else who has the vision, and they just come together. No shade against those. At any time that we can provide value to the community that we live in, I think it's a good thing, right? However, the best collaborations are what you and I are talking about, where they come together, all powers involved, and say, okay, let's make this happen. What is it that you do? What do I do? How do we bring that together? And maybe even the cross connections of the different populations that we serve. One in particular not to be too non-Broward about this, but the Volin Center in Boca, they have an intergenerational initiative, and I forget who it is they're collaborating with. I'm so sorry, whoever that partner is, but they have an intergenerational collaborative initiative where they actually have a daycare center there at the senior center, and the seniors love seeing the little children and the things that they're able to do.
That's priceless.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, I've seen, they were on the news. They should probably talk to Visuals by Momo about doing some video content work, but I've saw them on the news and talking about this. I'm like, this is incredible. When it's not just two organizations that are looking to serve seniors. They're serving two totally different populations.
They are.
But they're serving one another, you know?
Well, so the thing that I love the most, like, I'm just pulling in my brain. So a lot of the times what I've noticed is the seniors don't actually get as much involvement. You know, they're either in the space, their family's not nearby. They don't actually get a lot of, that attention.
Right.
But having a daycare there, now that they can interact and see smiling faces, it brings joy to their face. Plus, those stories, they're getting shared with the younger generation.
Need the opportunity.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different possibilities here that is just that kind of collaboration. There's so many win-wins. I see so many win-wins because the parents can now
see when they come to pick up their children, they see the older adults that are there. And let's be real, in our culture, our older adults are sometimes our forgotten population. It's the saddest thing. And so I think that there's just so many birds that are so many birds that are being loved with one stone. I hate to say killed with one stone. Being hit with one stone, that still sounds violent. Anyway, the bottom line is a lot of things are being accomplished here. And I love that. That's what collaboration does.
It opens more possibilities. It opens more communication.
Mm-hmm.
It gives people respite.
Mm-hmm.
Because now the parents, if they weren't able to, find someone to watch their kid, they built a relationship in this collaboration. There's a lot more opportunities. Like, there's more. You're able to build a village,
right?
Versus just that family unit.
Right.
There's something beautiful there, and I don't even fully see it because I'm not.
We should reach out to John and see what more does this look like. This intergenerational.
I want to know how what has happened. Like, what is their impact on the community that they see.
And what's the potential for more impact? So
yeah, definitely.
Little side note. So the inner room of the room where it happens, we are going to be scheduling a tour of the Volin Center with John Sowden over there. And just a little side note, the Inner Room Advisory Circle is kind of like the board for the room where it happens. Not another networking group, but a relationship building space, an intentional culture space for like-minded professionals. And
not competition.
Right. Collaboration over competition. Facts. Right. And so we're drinking champagne. So any words we say that don't seem like they're in the right place, charge it to our heads and not our hearts. But don't do it. I was about to say generic. What's the other G word that's kind of like authentic?
Oh, genuine?
Genuine. That's the word.
It's the genuine conversation.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
And what's beautiful about making mistakes is you can actually see that it's, I made a mistake.
Right.
You can correct yourself.
So when I edit video, I very rarely take out the mistakes because they're funny. Heck.
Have you ever heard Melinda's mistakes? They're hilarious.
Did you see the video with me and Pam where I could not say the word collaboratively?
No.
Oh, you have to watch. It's like 4 different attempts. I'm like, and then finally Pam is like, collaboratively. I'm like, yes, that's the word.
Oh, it's too funny. It's too gross. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, but speaking of seniors and collaborative efforts with senior organizations, you actually know Heart to Heart very well.
We do.
Because you do their podcast.
We do. We produce their podcast.
Yeah. And so they have a wonderful track record of collaboration across the not just nonprofit to nonprofit collaboration, but collaboration, government, contract collaboration, for profit. It's just because they're nonprofit, they have that thing that where they're like, okay, who has the money? who has the desire to seed into our vision and then run with it. So they're doing what used to be Broward Meals on Wheels, that contract that used to feed the seniors. That's what Heart to Heart does. They deliver food to seniors that live alone.
And actually, I just found out Meals for Wheels is back in full force.
Are they really?
I
Okay.
actually have in conversations with them right now. They're trying to build it back up here in Broward, so that's fantastic.
So,
and I know Heart to Heart's, it's not the same name. It's not Meals on Wheels. It's
right.
something.
Yeah, it was the same government contract that they had.
Same idea. They started it up during COVID because they had to.
Right.
People needed food.
Yeah. Well, it's the same grant. It's the same. It's all in the same thing. Fun story, Broward Meals on Wheels. Back when I was at 211 Broward, that was the location for the first Linked Up connection that I ever did. So Linked Up was something, man, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay. But when I was at 211 Broward, you know how I started the room where it happened?
Yeah.
Well, when I was at 211 Broward, I recognized that Broward County has some of the best nonprofits. Let's be real. I've been throughout South Florida, right? I've Palm Beach, Broward, Dade, love all y'all. Broward does the best. I'm sorry, like the way that we connect and the way that we have, the resources that are there and the people that the like-minded people. So when I was at 211 Broward, I'm like, look at all these different nonprofits because, 211 Broward is the gateway for social services in Broward County. So most nonprofits will have their information in the database for 211 Broward.
Yep.
So that when someone calls the 211 Broward counselor and they're talking about all their problems, everything they're going through, the counselor can say, you know what? I got a nonprofit for that. I got a resource for that. You know how there's an app for that? They got a resource for that. And so my job when I was at 201 Broward as a community partnership manager was to find those new resources, to update the database with the information for the existing organizations. And I was like, you know what? Some of us are doing some of the same things, not the same exact things, but some of the same things. There's an opportunity to collaborate here. What? I just came full circle at that. I was literally thinking collaboratively. Did I say it right? Collaborate. So, LinkedIn, the logo for LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I stole it because that's what I do. And I am not a graphic designer by any stretch of the imagination, but man, Word. I was a graphic designer on Word.
Oh my God. So Word pretty.
It wasn't pretty. Publisher? What? Don't play with me. Come on, Microsoft. So between Word and Publisher, I was doing the daggum thing, but I created a logo that looked kind of like LinkedIn, but it was linked up. And the U on linked up had a elongated line that was an arrow that went up, and it was called Linked Up.
Okay.
And I invited most of the nonprofits that I could find in our database to these gatherings once a month so that we can not only connect and network and do all of that thing, but then also we did kind of roundtable style of, okay, what do you need? What do you got going on? Who can connect with who? And there were some really cool organizational type of initiatives that were born out of it. Actually, another thing that came out of it, because what I heard a lot of the nonprofits saying was, we need volunteers. We need volunteers. I'm like,
oh, yes.
So I created Give, GIVE, the Get Involved Volunteer Expo that I hosted out at, what is that park over there by not Riverland Library, Tyrone Bryant Library. What is the name of that park? No, it's on 21st.
Riverwalk?
No. This is Tyrone Bryant. This is zip code 33311. You probably haven't been over there a lot. I understand, Chris. It's okay. But anyway, does
anybody have a map?
We did a whole outside tents lined up, nonprofits and people looking at the volunteer opportunities at all these nonprofits. I had the City of Fort Lauderdale stage out there. So we had live music, we had food trucks. And that is how Give was actually created, was because of Linked Up, this collaboration meeting that we used to do. And then from Give, we did paint the park at the same park where we painted, it probably is still there. We painted the handball court. Jacqueline LaFlamme, do you know Jacqueline LaFlamme, artist, South Florida artist? And we did a whole community mural art project. Anyway, I could talk all day about all of them really cool things that we were able to do through Linked Up.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Visualize. We hope that the inspiration and practical insights can help you foster stronger connections and meaningful change. Don't forget to subscribe, share the episode, and leave us a review. To learn more about Visuals by Momo and how we support collaboration and storytelling, visit visualsbymomo.com. A huge thank you to everyone out there listening. Until next time, remember, collaboration fuels change, and your connections can inspire the world.